undefeated teams in the OTA 2019 Fantasy League. The 1972 Dolphins can pop the cork and celebrate. This week in the NFL, the surprises, the upsets, the surprise upsets. 55 points over the Rams at home, Tampa Bay. What the hell? How did our predictions pan out this week? Who will we hang our hats on next week? And hey, calling all artists, if you would like to be featured on the show, reach out to us and we'll make that happen. If you have an art gallery, we'll dedicate a segment to your shop, showing your arts and crafts and letting people know where you're at. Are you a comedian or have some dates coming up that you'd like to spread the word? Come on down. Singers, songwriters, hell, whole bands. Let's have you on. Let's get you some exposure. Producers of shorts, independent movies, or video content. Let's get your content up and broadcast. Email me at mikeallensports@gmail.com for the details, and we'll get that set up. Tonight in the studio, Mad Mike, player to be named later, Leland Freeman, in name only. The live stream tonight is produced by Danger Davis. Follow me on Twitter at MikeAllen_OTA, #Radio Mancave. Shoot us a chat, and remember to subscribe to the channel. This is a Fort Kickass production. Strap in, Cupcake. You're in the Radio Man Cave, and you're now on the air. The views and opinions on the On the Air with Mike Allen show do not reflect the views and opinions of any other content on Fort Kickass Productions. The following has mature content. Have fun. Now I'm live?
Yes.
Last thing I tell him is, tell me when we're going live.
No.
It's hard to find good help.
My mic even working?
You're not
No,
my
you guys aren't turned on yet.
Oh,
You're not turned on yet.
well,
Welcome, everybody, to the show. It's another Monday night. Monday Night Football is going on the TV. Mike's throwing a little hissy fit over there.
Bullshit.
As we get things lined up. If you'd like to comment or chat on the show, feel free to do so. We'd love to hear from you. Also, thanks, Mike.
I didn't even do anything.
All the folks on TikTok on the live.
Yeah, you see how mad I am.
Hi from Arkansas. Live, if you're on the TikTok, this is kind of behind the scenes. You won't get the full. Would you turn off your messaging while...
I think you moved my camera too.
I didn't. Oh my
Good
God.
Lord.
Let's all blame it on me today.
You're over there throwing a little hiss.
Well, yeah, it's crap. Cause yeah.
Your mic's still not on. Anyway, if you would like to communicate with the show, tweet me at MikeAllen_OTA, hashtag at Radio Man Cave. That way, when it shows up on the Twitter, it'll I have a tweet deck, so it'll show up in that column of the tweet deck, and I'll be able to read your tweets live on the air. Or like Love David 74 on TikTok, hi from Arkansas. So we're getting a listener from Arkansas.
Yeah.
For those of you on TikTok, www.theradiomancave.com, and hit listen, watch live, and you can see us live. Don't forget to subscribe to and like the channel, and go back and look at back episodes of our show and everything else. We have some exciting stuff coming up with the show. We're going to start focusing towards artists, towards performers, towards comedians, especially bands, singer-songwriters, and especially if you're a producer and you have content and you want someplace to show it, well, we'll show it. And if you want to come in and talk about it, we'll have you come in and talk about it, and that'll be fun. So all that is happening. MikeAllenSports@gmail.com. Send me an email. We'll get you set up. First thing we're going to talk about tonight, though, is something that kind of came across the news feed, and I want to discuss it, so we're gonna, because it's my show. First, let's read the story from Yahoo News. A jury in the trial of Amber Geiger, a former police officer who is charged with murdering her neighbor in his apartment, can consider the Castle Doctrine as part of Geiger's defense. Judge Tammy Camp ruled Monday, hours before the final deliberations in the murder trial. The Castle Doctrine, which was passed by the Texas legislature in 2007, presumes that the use of force is reasonable and necessary when someone is unlawfully and with force entering or attempting to enter your occupied home, car or place of business, or when someone is committing or trying to commit a crime against you. Basically, you can stand your ground and fight back with no legal recourse. Geiger, who shot and killed Jean in his own apartment on September 6, 2018, was initially charged with manslaughter, but the district attorney's office subsequently reviewed the case and indicted her on murder charges, with the implication that the shooting could not be considered manslaughter because Geiger admitted it was intentional. The shift also allowed Geiger's defense to center its argument on the basis of a mistake of fact, as Geiger, who is returning from a 14-hour shift, claims she accidentally took Jean's apartment to be her own and mistakenly thought he was an intruder. Now, if jurors apply the Castle Doctrine, Geiger may walk free. If a jury believes she was telling the truth, that she was mistaken, it is an excuse under Texas law, defense attorney Brad Lowler told the Dallas Morning News last year in the build-up to the indictment. By filing a manslaughter charge instead of murder, law enforcement is depriving her of the defenses she would have under the murder charge. The judge also announced the meeting with the lawyers on both sides, and the jury would be allowed to consider manslaughter in any potential sentencing of Geiger. So they indicted her for murder. The jury will be able to decide whether it's murder or manslaughter, and what the judge is basically saying is that she is allowed, under Texas law, to use the defense, or the Castle Doctrine as it's called, in Florida. It's not called that here in Texas, but the Castle Doctrine can be used in her defense. Your thoughts, panel, in the Radio Man Cave. Leland Freeman, Mad Mike, and Danger Davis. Player to be named later is en route. Yes? No? Do we know? Do we know anything? Would you please close your Facebook Messenger on the computer you're broadcasting from?
To stop talking to
No, because he's communicating with me. You don't need to be on Facebook Messenger on the computer. Don't make the face.
Is it second or first degree murder that she's being charged with?
Just murder.
Interesting.
That's all it says is murder.
I would
Yahoo News.
Assume it's second.
Yahoo News is pretty accurate, so I don't
would
know.
assume it's second degree because there has been some discussion in the past with the media that these two knew each other and
well, that's what was being,
and why there's a murder charge versus a manslaughter charge. Now it seems like she's contradicting herself where she is. First, she says that she intentionally killed him, but
there you go.
There we go. She intentionally killed him, but then she said that she had his apartment to buy it. She thought it was his apartment. Excuse me. She thought his apartment was hers. So that seems contradictory. That if it was a mistake that she entered the wrong apartment thinking it's hers, but then she intended to kill him, that alone seems pretty contradictory. The other thing to think about is, what was her drug test results? Have those been released? Because
I just read what I read in Yahoo News about the change in
because it seems kind of odd, especially with the apartment had these modern type of hotel locks where you wouldn't have been able to get into the wrong apartment. And
well, the door was open. She walked up to the door; it was open, and because he had just returned from somewhere, from what I remember, and the door was kind of propped open because he had been walking in to do something, and he was going to go back and shut his door. So she walked up to an open door. She didn't open the door with a key.
Said she thought it was her apartment.
She thought it was her apartment, and then shot the guy.
So that's where they have the argument that it could be that the Castle Doctrine could be used is because she honestly thought she was in her own apartment.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the decor have been different?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. All I know is this is what the judge ruled. They're in the final deliberations of the case. And now the question is, those are good questions that we just don't know.
And did she even say anything, or did she just whip out her gun and shoot the guy?
What are you going to say? If I walk home to this house and I walk in the front door and I see a bunch of people rooting around that I don't know, I'm pretty sure this is my house, though.
Shoot first, ask questions later type things, I
Yeah,
guess.
maybe. Is your mic on?
I don't know. Is my mic
Yeah,
on?
they talk into your mic.
I am
God.
talking into my mic.
Dang, son.
You get what you pay for.
I know. Exactly. West Coast, call back, buddy.
Honestly, I think it's going to be a huge burden of proof for the defense, especially now what they might be. Well, the interesting thing is that the judge said you can go down to the jury, says you can convict her of manslaughter. There have been cases in the past where the prosecution said murder or nothing, and the jury would come back and say, well, there was enough evidence for manslaughter, but you're not giving that as an option, so they let the person walk. And this was in cases in the past.
Apparently murder and manslaughter are both on the table.
I think she's going to get convicted of manslaughter, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well,
I don't think the burden of proof is high enough for murder, but the burden of proof probably is high enough for manslaughter.
What are you doing over here? Mike, what do you think? Mad Mike.
Come on, you're up. The camera is on you.
Okay, so Mike doesn't give a shit. Patty, what do you think?
Nope. And when it happened a year ago, you could literally see where I cared for a little bit, and then it got to the point where
But what do you think about the defense being able to use castle doctrine?
I don't care. That's not my problem. I'm not the one who got shot or killed or did the shooting. I mean, they could sit there and they could talk about castle doctrine all they want to. Regardless, somebody got shot, now it's a burden of proof. I mean, did I think Casey Anthony killed her kid? Yeah, totally, but she walked away scot effing free, and that was pretty awesome, because she was hot. Dallas Cop lady ain't even hot. Out here killing innocent people.
So your whole premise on whether somebody should be is whether or not they look hot.
Yes. Is that not how literally the legal system works?
Do you think that's our legal system? So you and I are pretty much screwed. We get we cross the.
This is good looking. I can put if OJ can kill his wife and outrun the cops in a
OJ's
Bronco,
not a good looking man.
So then that says a lot for the men.
So we don't have to be good looking.
Yeah, I mean we just have to be good.
We just have to be good.
Not crappy looking.
Not crappy looking. Yeah. West Coast Dan, welcome to the show on the Celebrity Hotline. Wow. West Coast, what do you think of this, man? Have you been listening, or are you just coming in blind?
I'm coming blind.
West Coast Dan.
This ain't West Coast Dan. You know who this is.
Oh, it's Joe.
The man. The crazy effing fucking Joe Part 80.
Oh, and then he drops the first F-bomb. 9 minutes and 13 seconds.
Half an F-bomb.
2 seconds after he joins, he drops an F-bomb. If you guys on TikTok would like to hear all the conversations, go to www.theradiomancave.com, hit live, watch live, and you'll be able to hear all the people we're talking to on the phone.
What?
Well, that's part of his name.
Mike,
what do we have to count? Hold on. I need to get a ruling from the guys. Guys, do we count that as an F-bomb?
No.
Since that's part of his name?
No, and it wasn't even a true F-bomb.
That's part of my name. It's copyright, Mike. What do you want?
Yeah, no.
If it didn't happen in Texas, it doesn't count.
It definitely counts.
No.
If it doesn't have the U in it, it's not an F-bomb.
So hold on. We got Patty. Patty says it doesn't count. We got Leland says it doesn't count. Mike, you say it counts.
Yeah, because if Dallas chick were to shoot some dude up in
We're
Pennsylvania...
talking about Joe F. and...
okay, so
all right, go ahead.
Right?
That's part of it. Go ahead.
So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, it's the same. It's called the F-bomb doctrine. And whether it be dropped here or there or anywhere, it has been dropped. Because once the F-bomb has been dropped, it cannot be undropped. Tell that to Japan.
Oh, Japan. Japan.
Wow.
All right, Mike. I do
Okay.
have 3 guesses.
All right. Hold on. We do have a precedent that is set, and I'm going to have to go with Mad Mike on this because I think that's a pretty good argument.
Yeah.
It was presented well. It was presented with aplomb.
Yeah.
And bombacity, and so I think. I learned those words today. That's why I had to use them in context. All right. Good argument.
Mike,
F-bomb counts.
guesses in my
9:13. Mark it
bathroom.
down, Patty. 9:13. First one dropped. You don't even got anything to write with.
I need a pen, please.
Oh, Jesus
pen.
Christ.
I'm busy using my pen for
There's a
news.
curse word there.
hit the keyboard. Didn't
All
even
right,
hit
Crazy
anything.
Joe, we're talking about a Dallas police officer that came home from a 14-hour shift. She walked into her apartment complex, went into what she thought was her apartment. It was somebody else's apartment, and she shot that guy, thinking that he was in her apartment, which was actually his apartment. And the judge has ruled that she can use castle doctrine as a defense. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you, Mike. Whatever you're saying, I agree.
He's asking you a question.
I'm asking you a question. I haven't put.
This is an exact This is what this looks like whenever you're dropping bombs on people. That's a bikini. Hot chick.
That's the Nagasaki bomb.
Yeah. That's hot
That's
chick.
not the Hiroshima
hot
bomb.
chick doctrine.
So
That is the bomb.
That's some quality.
that's a crazy. Okay,
Bombs away.
has anybody heard from the F-bomb? That's right, the F-bomb doctrine. It's exactly what it is.
Yes.
From
God, shit.
Tap Rack Bang. Oh,
He speaks loudly and carries a giant F-bomb.
we got a fellow gun enthusiast, Tap Rack Bang 97, watching on TikTok. You're gonna like later on in the show we talk gun stuff. Actually, player to be named later went to the range this Sunday with his wife and his sister, and I was hoping that he had some sort of. All of us need to get better at getting
footage.
Yeah, that sounds like
You mean
Because the only one that submits footage, could we get those videos from Crazy Joe and play them during the breaks, or is it too late to do that? How good are you?
On a video
it's
one,
kinda
Mike.
too late to do them right now because I'm.
You're on the radio. You want to be on the radio too?
Next week.
Okay, so
When's
we'll start using Crazy Joe's
when's
videos.
the next time somebody has to go get like a medical procedure done? Because we should definitely get that.
Oh, I gotta get a cap.
Oh, that's not
it
as
too.
fun. I was like hoping like a colonoscopy, but I mean, that
I mean,
works.
You know what?
say, I've
Do you know
never
what?
had any-
I'm due for a colonoscopy. We might do that.
Hell yeah, dude! Tell them to shoot you with the camera and ask for that footage.
Good luck with that.
So you want the inside of my ass to be on my show?
Yes. Let's get intimate with Mike. Introducing Corn Cam.
This show looks
to
like
deal with?
that episode. This show looks like ass.
I gotta.
Yeah.
These are the guys I got to deal with right here.
Dude,
There's Leland.
okay.
Hi there.
There's Mad Mike over there. There's our producer over there producing, being all producey.
No, it's Producer.
Producer.
Anyway, yeah. Speaking
Oh,
of,
that's right. Did you spell it right this time? You did, didn't you? You did not. You
change it.
Oh
You
man,
change it back.
you're a producer of this show from now on.
Yeah.
Do you understand me, son?
Mike's gonna trademark that.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna get it on a shirt. When we do shirts and we have all our names on the back, producer will be
With a K.
with a K.
Yeah, Paris Hilton.
With a
If Paris
CK.
Hilton can trademark, that's hot. You guys
Quality
can you guys
content,
can
yes, it
trademark
is.
Duker.
And definitely.
So let's ask our TikTok crowd.
Speaking of
if you've been
Dukers,
listening in,
film yours.
type in your opinions. I'll read it out over the air. Well, here's my opinion. I don't believe that this officer intentionally. I think when they asked her if she intentionally did it, I think her response to that was that she intentionally shot someone that she thought was in her house illegally, and that was the intent. Was she was shooting an intruder? I don't think she intentionally shot that man knowing who he was. So I'm not making any excuses. I'm not justifying that the person that she shot should have died because of it. I think she made a mistake, and she should pay the consequences for it. And I'd like to see how this plays out. I don't think that Joe. Who are you talking to?
See,
Am I bothered?
did he just
Oh,
grunt?
say hi, Mom. I don't think that the castle doctrine.
Is this
okay,
mic working?
Joe? If you're going to talk to somebody else, mute your phone.
He is talking dirty to someone over there. I hear it.
I want to put these guests on my show. Come on now, Mike.
All right, but don't talk to him while I'm talking.
You keep talking. I'm just listening.
No, you're not. You're talking to whoever you're talking to.
Will you check my
Or,
mic?
that might be West Coast. That might be West Coast talking.
I don't think my mic is working.
Yeah, it is. I can hear you.
Yeah, you just have to talk into it.
Yeah.
Oh, well. They're saying it's muted on me.
Is that Consuelo?
God,
How about now?
Hello?
There we
now I
go.
can hear myself.
Okay.
all right.
Nobody can hear my, no one can hear my shenanigans if my mic's
So
not
anyway,
up.
the Castle Doctrine, I believe that the defense of the Castle Doctrine is being misused in this case. However, I would go for, at the least, involuntary manslaughter.
Can we just have a procession of shame?
Could do that too.
The ex-cop has so far she's got a
Like, she has
pretty
to-
she's got a pretty good attorney.
This
set of
is in
attorneys.
Dallas, right? All right,
Yeah.
so just make her just shut down like the main street of Dallas and just walk her down the
Just
street.
like all like Game of Thrones style.
Yeah, and everybody just throws like tomatoes
Shame.
and shit.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, imagine that on national television. And, like, kids get to throw gravel.
You're just waiting for the societal breakdown of everything, aren't you?
Correct.
You forget what happened.
Yeah,
You forget,
sweatpants, come back.
you forget what happened in Dallas a few years ago in downtown.
I don't care because it's also Dallas.
The sniper.
Well, that
is
doesn't have
worse.
anything to do with the Castle Doctrine.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. But what Mike's suggesting
The
is because it was-
possession of shame?
That
No.
wasn't a procession of shame either. That was a gunman that shot a bunch of officers and has nothing to do with the procession of shame. That was something totally different, has no bearing
the-
whatsoever on what we're
But the
discussing.
procession of shame sounds awesome.
It does.
It would, because, like, that's fair justice. Like, I mean, even if you weren't found guilty, you still get shamed. Regardless, shame.
Shame. Exactly.
Now, if she's guilty, I mean, procession of shame, then jail.
Now, hold on.
Whatever.
I have to discuss something with our producer.
Yeah.
Every time you bang on that keyboard, it reverberates through the desk, up the mic stand, into the mic, and out over the air.
Something underneath the mic again.
God.
You got something I can put underneath the mic there?
Every
Yeah,
time,
is this
every
Now,
time.
give me back my clipboard, you butthole. God, this is for.
But yeah, the ex-cop has got a
Sitting here
pretty
watching a 5-year-old TV show prior. Should be getting your space ready.
Hey, dude, check.
She's got a pretty good set of attorneys because if she was able to convince the judge to grant her the Castle Doctrine, I agree with you, it's completely
Yeah.
misused. She's got some pretty good attorneys, so it'll be interesting to see what happens once it actually finally gets to the jury.
I think so too.
Yeah. Sure.
Your hand's in the shot.
Like this? My hand's in the shot like that? Producer? Is that my hand being in the shot?
Yes.
Good Lord.
So this is what happens when player to be named later isn't here to keep me and Davis in line.
I know.
Oh,
Lies.
And where is he? Has he written back?
I don't know, but you guys want to see something amazing? It's an octopus. Kind of looks like a butthole.
Okay, I see. Yeah, you're right.
It does, doesn't it?
It kind of
All
does.
right, wait. Let me see.
Dude, yeah.
I don't need to see it.
It's an octopus butthole.
I mean, it's its mouth.
That's what ink
All
comes
right.
out, right?
So West Coast, are you on with us? West Coast.
No, Mike, West Coast ain't here. Only Crazy F and Joe.
Only
could
Crazy
be.
F and Joe. All right.
All right.
Oh my God.
Oh, I know. God can't help us, Mike.
Consuelo's probably taking all his time this evening.
Probably.
This is
Probably.
what happens.
All right. Thursday night, Eagles Packers. Eagles came
I
back.
was a winner.
Came back to win that one, and I picked the Eagles, Joe. Just
thank you, Mike.
FYI.
You did a good job, buddy.
And they came back to win that one. Tennessee and Atlanta, I didn't see that one coming.
Well, Atlanta sucks, so.
Well, no, they don't. See, that's the thing. They're not a bad team. They're not a real good team, but they're not a bad team either. But the Titans get smoked by teams that are not that good, and then they go up against a quality team like Atlanta and play like they're a Super Bowl contender.
I could honestly argue that we're talking about the Falcons, right? They're like the
Falcons in Atlanta.
Yeah, they're the second worst bird team. If we were to rank teams by sort of mascot.
By birds.
And
Yeah.
that seemed
With the first worst being the Cardinals, for sure.
and
Oh,
this
yeah.
seemed to be the
And
theme.
then, yeah, it would be the Falcons followed by, what's the other bird teams?
The Eagles.
Eagles.
Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
Which is not a real bird.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to be
It's
like
a
that.
seagull, really.
Yeah, no, it would be an
It's a seagull.
It would be an osprey.
An osprey?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
referred to as a Seahawk, is an osprey. It's
Really?
Yeah.
Ravens.
I thought it was like a
Ravens, another bird
Ravens,
too.
which is more scary than anything. They're kind of a trash bird.
No, what are you
Nevermore.
talking about? Ravens are badass. You could teach them how to talk.
Kind of a trash bird.
Yeah, so
Total trash bird.
What other birds are there?
I think that's it.
I would say the Philadelphia Eagles are also a birds team that we mentioned, but I was gonna make a D. Reynolds reference, but I forgot the
But
Eagles.
you forgot, yeah.
Yeah. So
Have we heard from Player?
no, you died. I don't know.
But yeah, all the
I tried
upsets
calling him and he didn't answer. Then I sent him a text and he didn't answer, so I'm assuming he went to sleep.
and all the upsets this week seem to be a running theme.
What other bird teams are there?
I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So
All right, so New England and Buffalo. Actually, New England got out of there by the skin of their teeth. If you watch that game, I actually watched half of that game, and Buffalo is
there he is.
an up-and-comer. There he is. Thank God, civility has entered the room.
No. Yeah.
Joe gets on within 2 seconds of being on the phone. 13 minutes into the show, drops the first F-bomb.
Oh, Joe.
So now we got to go back to our original question, since player to be named later showed up, and that is we had the Castle Doctrine defense for the officer who mistakenly went to the wrong apartment and shot the occupant of that apartment.
Is that what they chose to go with?
Well, that's what the judge said that she could use. So we got everybody else's opinion. Let's see. Patrick, I can't remember what he said because his mic was turned down. Leland agrees with me that it doesn't fall under Castle Doctrine. And,
Yeah, 'cause it wasn't
and
her
Mike
house.
doesn't give a crap. So grab the mic out of there so you can talk into it. Make sure he's on camera.
All right, so to understand, we're talking about the same officer in Dallas.
Yeah.
Went into the wrong apartment.
Went to the wrong apartment after a
And then-
14-hour shift. Door was open.
Okay, so
And according to Mike, she's not hot enough to get a good defense.
Casey Anthony.
Do you see what I'm dealing with
Casey
here?
Anthony rule.
Do you see what I'm dealing with here?
all right,
I know.
I don't understand. No, it's not her place. I feel that she should have enough training to be able to stop, assess the situation, identify herself, and then take lethal action, not just walk into some place spooked, and then
Pull her gun out. And
pull
start
her gun
shooting.
out and start
Yeah.
shooting. Like,
Well-
I could see I could see if it was like, I don't know, an older lady, that isn't a trained police officer, but you're trained to handle those situations.
Stressful situations, yeah.
And whether you're a rookie or not, me personally, if I came home, I'd say, hey, cops are on their way.
What are you doing in my house?
Yeah, I know, she's a cop, I get that, but at the same time, it's like, hey, just let you know, I'm armed, so you can, fuck around and find out.
We can
But-
do diddly do, or we can.
Yeah. But
Well-
you're gonna put your hands up,
Well, I think when
get yourself up.
when the argument starts, especially when people debate it, is they come under the false. God damn.
Drop the mic in it.
Drop it. They immediately take sides. So if you don't agree with, she should be charged with murder, taken out back and shot, or getting an extreme
She should get
punishment.
manslaughter.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She did something wrong. We're not saying she didn't do anything wrong. She
Yeah.
did something. She screwed up.
Yeah.
She screwed up and a person lost her life.
Yeah, she didn't have a malicious intent, like it wasn't her intent to
But
go
she
out and
didn't
murder
go
somebody.
home to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Exactly. So manslaughter, I think, is a correct charge. Involuntary manslaughter would be the least charge that I would go with. But manslaughter, definitely. Murder implies intent.
Yeah.
And they said that during the interview, when she was interviewed by detectives, that she admitted that it was intentional. I think that's taken out of context.
Yeah.
If somebody were to ask me, did you intentionally shoot the guy you thought was in your house robbing it? Hell yeah, I intentionally shot him. I didn't clean my gun while he was robbing the place and it accidentally went off. But I don't think she went home, singled that guy out, and said, I'm going to kill that guy.
No, she did. She
Which-
definitely should have
that's the intention.
better assessed it.
Yeah, that's
before.
the intention that's meant by the law, is that you intended to kill a specific person that you knew. And
Yeah, it's
that
like
you would have to kill.
premeditated and all that other stuff.
Yep.
And
The first degree meant you planned it.
yeah.
But I don't think
manslaughter.
Castle Law. I don't think Castle Law.
I can see the argument, but at the same time, it's kind of comes
A
down to
stretch.
common sense. It's like, hey, like
It's blurry. Just go in front of your camera. Real
My
quick.
camera.
Yeah, there you go.
Or-
It's fixed. Your camera went a little blurry.
Yeah, you got.
I don't think. I mean,
Okay.
legally, I mean, her name's not on the lease, so I could
Uh,
see how they could make that argument in the sense like, well, if it was her apartment, then is she?
Then
in
it,
the right,
then it
like-
would fall under Castle Law.
Well,
but
yeah,
it wasn't
but
her
she
apartment. Yeah.
she wasn't. So
One of our viewers here on TikTok says, "What if it was a common person and not a cop?" I think the same would apply. I think they're handling this correctly. She messed up. They're prosecuting it. She's going to get in trouble. She's going to go to court, and then it's going to be up to the defense and the prosecution to argue their points, and that's not black and white. Sorry, that's our justice system.
Okay.
If the defense puts up a good argument and the jury buys it, she's going to be found not guilty. If the prosecution makes their case and follows the point of law and convinces the jury that she's guilty, then they'll decide guilty. That's our justice system.
yeah, no, involuntary manslaughter.
I think that would be the least. Manslaughter, definitely, not murder.
And keep in mind that
Manslaughter,
the jury's not going to be hamstrung of guilty or nothing. So the jury can return a manslaughter conviction.
Oh, yeah, they were given that, too.
Yeah,
That she's charged with murder, but they can come back with manslaughter. So they
yeah,
open that door.
It's a really shitty situation, but it's kind of like,
Yeah, it is.
Hey, man.
She screwed up.
you're not really the victim here.
Yeah.
You should just take the L and say, all right,
I screwed up.
I screwed up.
Yeah, exactly.
I need a yeah.
Love David
Again.
74 says, how long was she on her shift? It says 14 hours. But, I used to be a cop. I pulled 14-hour shifts. I'm tired as hell.
Okay, so
And-
here's my thing.
But even tired as hell, that's no excuse.
Yeah.
That's no excuse.
Let's say she worked a 14-hour shift as a server. She's pretty tired, but she's like a solid 10. And then she comes
You
back.
see what I'm dealing with here?
No, okay, no, it's like a legitimate thing, though. Do you think the justice system would put it in a different light? Probably so.
Drunk right now?
No. Just a.
No.
the
The rumple mitt disappeared Friday.
Yeah. That was gone.
Oh, hey, I'm Michael Davis. I'm not gonna drink anymore.
In his defense,
So you think
in his defense,
This guy drank after work, and he had another one, and he gave me this side glance as he was filling up his Yeti, and I was like, that dude's getting blacked out.
so? I'll
yeah, he did. I left to go driving, and there was snoring coming
So
out of the room.
I'll say this: Elizabeth Holmes of Thermos
Go
would
to
wish
die.
she had Mad Mike on her jury.
Mike would not make it through the selection process to be on a jury.
No.
It's like, who's the defendant? Oh, she's hot. Oh,
How
not
hot
guilty.
is the defendant? Oh, yeah, you may leave number 75.
They'd be
You
like,
may leave.
hell yeah, we like him. Get him to the people's court.
You can leave. We no longer need your
I'll
services.
see you guys on Judge Judy.
Judge Judy, don't you mean Judge Booty? Oh, that was a lot
tough read.
funnier in my head.
That was bad.
You should stop that.
That was yeah.
That was terrible.
Oh, and from now on, we have decided that he is our producer
Yeah.
forever. He spelled it right tonight, though, so
Ah.
he screwed up.
Spelled it wrong. 'Cause he didn't spell producer.
Yeah, he didn't spell producer. You are correct, sir. You are correct. So, somebody went a shooting Sunday.
Yeah. I took.
Tell us about it, man. They look pretty good. On what little footage you got for the show.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to maintain operational security, so I'm not trying to
They're trying to let our secret weapons out for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. I'm trying to put that stuff on the internet too much
Because
people are assholes.
Baby Sis looked pretty proficient there. He did a
Yeah.
good
You
job.
know what's funny is that what's her name? There's I remember her name. I think it's like Spears or something like that. But she's a gun advocate, and she was talking about how people are saying like, what do you need an AR-15 for? And, like, if you want a gun or something like that for self-defense, you should use a pistol. No offense to Kelsey and Victoria, they suck with that pistol. Like, not suck. Not bad. All right.
Oh, but they pointed it in the right direction.
Yeah, they're putting. Oh, okay, but this.
Did they at least hit the paper?
Yeah. They were good. They were good on that sense. But
That's like
there's a lot of like board shooting, whatever, and I was trying to say like it's pistol shooting is hard. It's not hard. It's all muscle memory and it's all very much technique.
Well, it's a different way to hold it, and it's
But-
yeah.
But Vicky, she picked up that AR-15. First time she picked up an AR-15, she was able to, shoot downrange with it and hit the paper, and she was hitting it like dead center in the center mass.
She
And
did a nice little mag
we were
change,
working
is what
on
we saw.
hammered pairs and stuff like that. So the point I'm trying to make is that people say like, oh, you just use a pistol, instead of what do you need for AR-15? Like, well, first of all, mag capacity, because what if like 5, intruders are breaking into your house?
You have a
all
mag
armed?
capacity
You have
too.
the mag capacity to deal with that. And then secondly, it's a lot easier to shoot with. Obviously, I mean, anybody that owns guns and shoot guns knows this, but like, it seems like the general public that doesn't know guns or own guns doesn't know this.
Well, no,
Pistol
because
shooting
they're
is
not,
hard.
they're not taught that.
Rifle shooting is a hell of a lot easier, and it's more safe. And
You know what's even easier than rifle shooting?
shotgun.
Shotgun. And much more effective for home
But,
defense, by the way. If you're gonna get a gun, and this is for all the folks on TikTok and watching live, if you're gonna get a gun for home defense, do not buy an AR-14 or 15 or whatever the hell. Don't buy a long rifle for home defense. Now you can own one, but that shouldn't be the first gun you grab when someone's breaking through a window. Why? Because it's way too powerful. You don't want to stick around in your neighbor's house. You don't want the round to go bouncing off into the
Gotta get them lead tips, baby.
You want to hit the guy that's coming through the window. So you want to have something that's small. You want to have something that's loud, and pistols are very loud. AR-15s are not that loud. And you want something that's going to put them down. The best home defense weapon
300 Win Mag.
is a 12...
Zap him down the street.
You gotta make him
You're going to
deaf.
shoot the intruder, the neighbor's dog, the next door neighbor's cat.
So my first
Browning
All with
50 cal.
Browning 50
The
cal.
first thing I wanna
You're going
do-
to take out their car in the front yard
exactly.
with the
That's my
getaway
first
car.
thing, because
Next, he's gonna
I just
say
break it.
50
I'm
BMG.
gonna accidentally shoot their car like 5 times.
Oh, where are you gonna go now?
Yeah, and then from there,
Got a little engine block problem, I
yeah,
see.
Now they have
I'm
to
no
de-
mechanic, but
they now have to deal with me
It's not supposed to be bleeding like that.
super awake and in like a really jolly mood because I just like shot stuff randomly, which I'm like super excited about. I'm like, great, now you're a home intruder, and here's me at 2:00 in the
But
morning
the thing of a shotgun
with
is
a
that
dead car in front of my house.
Dead car.
Who's
the
intruding
way
who
the way
now?
it works,
Go ahead.
the way the shotgun is a huge advantage for home defense because the way it works, where it sprays out a bunch of pellets. It's a wider area, so if you're just trying
Well,
to
you use double-aught buck.
right, but even then, it doesn't go through the drywall, so you don't have to worry about because you're responsible.
Depends
for
on
your
how close you're at. I mean, but it won't go through the drywall, the brick, and then keep going.
Oh,
into
man.
someone
Muzzle
else's house.
velocity is
you
too
gotta
slow.
mix that baby with some rock salt.
Yeah, I'd
Ouch.
say my
What next, Dragon?
Double-aught butt with rock salt.
yeah, I'd say the buckshot I use.
Have you ever been shot with rock? You haven't been. I've been shot with rock salt.
Yeah.
That is not a good day. We used to go.
Isn't
we
it
used
bad
to
for your
go-
barrel too?
We used to go. No, no, not really. We used to go.
Shotgun.
We used to go play in this guy's barn who owned a dairy farm where we lived up. I showed you the house. We lived up on Woodland up in Petoskey. And so we'd always end up in his barn and we'd jump in his hay. Of course, it'd tear down the hay bales and he'd get mad and he'd run us off. And his barn was like one of the satellite barns. It wasn't right next to his house.
Yeah.
So one day we're up in his barn and he shows up and he had a 410 with rock salt. And
I thought I told you.
and we took off a running, and he threw a couple at, and I caught just one rock salt pellet in the back of my calf. Ow! I thought he blew my leg off. It burned so bad. Because just think you have a chunk of rock salt buried like a quarter of an inch into the back of your skin. So I was down there trying to dig it out. He didn't want Grandpa to know, so I'm like, I got to get this fixed before I get home.
Ouch.
Nice.
So and it's Botnick. Botnick was the guy's name, and he never called. He would never call our parents. He'd handle it. And we never went back in that barn again after that. I tell you that.
If you don't have buckshot that doesn't penetrate
That's a lot of ball, don't
like a lot, then you're using the wrong sort of buckshot, man. It has
Well,
to- good like 1,400 foot per second. That's what I need out of my buckshot.
I got about 3. I got 3-inch shells in my home defense
yeah,
gun.
no,
right
I
now.
need it to go through drywall and doors.
What, you use slug?
No, this is buckshot, man. This is
Look,
yeah.
I want to
Also, I
stop
got
an
some-
intruder. I don't want a lot of unnecessary fixing of my house, which I already have to deal with because of my own stupidity. I don't want to like shoot an intruder and say, "Yeah, I got the
Okay.
intruder," but now I got to replace the
Other
wall.
option: affix bayonets.
I thought, me personally, I was like, man, I don't want to do that to somebody. I just want to incapacitate them enough. To
No,
where,
I
like,
want to kill them.
the cops
They come
are
in
like,
my
right?
house.
All right. Well, personally, like I don't want to have to deal with all that, right?
Sounds like a lot of
So I was
paperwork.
like talking to him,
But
about
it does
yeah,
sound like
you
a lot
could
of
just
paperwork.
use like bean bags, and you could just like lay like 3 or 4 into them.
What I would
while they're
rather-
sucking up air and trying to catch their breath. You call the cops and you sit. I'm like, look, I'm gonna give it to you again if you get up,
Yeah.
right? But then he goes and tells me that they can sue you.
Yeah.
They can sue you
Yeah.
for damages.
I was
It's
thinking the
like,
same
you
thing.
broke
Well, here's the
into my
thing.
house.
Here's the thing. Either
I spared your life.
Either I want him to run and I don't shoot him at all, or if he does come in and doesn't leave after he knows I'm there and he's known as I'm armed. If
Good
he's
nut
armed,
shot with a beanbag. That just
I'm taking because I don't want to get sued. I don't want that guy to come back and take my house because he broke into my house to do me harm and he's armed and I shoot him and he's injured. But now he's got breathing problems for the rest of his life and he's got medical bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there have been cases.
I know,
that have
so,
gone the-
but
gone the-
society's going to
He's not
say,
gonna keep breaking into
society's
houses.
not going to say so. Society's going to take him to court. The lawyers are going to make a shit ton of money, and I'm going to be, it's either one or the other. Either I'm dealing with his family members, asking them why they raised a shithead, or he runs.
All right,
which is the best scenario in this whole thing.
Yes.
Is that he
Roll-
decides, okay, I fucked up. I'm
Roll
getting out of here.
with me on this one.
I'm gonna head out.
I'm good. I didn't think you were home, sir. I do apologize.
You get
I'm
those-
leaving now. If he has his hands up and he's like, "I'm leaving. You're good. I'll never come back." I'm okay with that.
Tell
I'll
him
go
the
get a car
latest tools on the
description.
ground, too.
I'll get a car description. I'll report it to the police, but I'm not gonna shoot somebody who's like, "Okay, you're good."
It's not your problem.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Hey,
All right, so
dumbass.
Now we got this guy's screen name is Tap Rack Bang,
Tap, rack, bang.
so we know what side he's on.
Nice. All right.
so
It says rock salt and the pellet gun. I never thought of that.
yeah,
That would be
sucks.
badass.
not very fun.
Maybe. I guess.
Don't tap on the table because it goes through the mic.
The pen.
Yeah, the pen. So you're gonna get all over. You're gonna get all over Paducah over there.
Paducah.
Paducah.
He's giving me ideas on how to disrupt
Like
the
in
show.
new ways.
So we have a percussion session now.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, we don't have a house band. We just have people tapping.
Yeah.
So every time you tap, it comes up through your mics.
That's hot.
The horsemen are coming.
Yeah. So like, if somebody were to break in the house, I want to have like those crazy lights that are like Alexa control, and then I want that like synced up to like the alarm. So like, if it like finds out like somebody like came through the window,
Just start blasting electric boogaloo.
No, yeah, no, something like really
Gonna
stupid.
dance.
Yeah, and then it, like
That's a machine.
yeah.
No, it's a rifle.
Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's latest love machine.
The guy just sets up.
and
or
then
just
like
sets
all
up-
the lights start like strobing really loud, and I just come out with like the coolest man thong you've ever seen in the history of
that's
leather. And I'm
punishment
like,
enough.
yeah, a cod piece. And then like I'll be like just wielding whatever seems scariest at the time, and then like the home intruder is gonna be like,
Hold on.
I'm out.
Hold on. Paducah, did I just hear Messenger go off on the production computer again?
Yes,
It's
Mike.
in the background.
I know, and we
Everything
can
is
hear it
clo-
every
I
time.
understand that. I don't have
Turn it
time
off.
to go through and do it.
You know what's also in the background? That's
That's
annoying?
why he's the Paducah.
Ah, whoa, man. Don't talk shit about my pen.
That's why he's the Paducah, right there.
Fine.
That was my phone.
We don't have enough money.
Fries are done.
We don't have enough money for this freaking budget.
But yeah. Rock salt and a pellet gun. Never thought about that. Don't care to know.
Nah,
Yeah.
I tell you, rock salt is.
Or like a paintball gun with those obnoxious pepper balls. That
Think
would
it's like-
suck
think
really
it's
hard.
think it's like it's a poor man's phosphorus.
Okay.
So phosphorus in a pellet gun.
Okay. No. Okay, a stream machine. So like the little super soaker things?
Well, just take it out and pass it back and forth. I've been telling
Yeah.
you guys to do that.
Yeah. So like a stream
Share.
machine so you can make a continuous stream of water and a hot shot, like a cattle prod. Because then if you could time it just right, you would have a continuous stream of water from the end of the water gun to the person. So then you're like...
I'm so glad you're thinking of this now and not when you were in high school.
Just imagine.
I mean, after the whole super soaker flamethrower incident.
Just imagine if Elon Musk actually sold his flamethrower while he was in high school.
I would have called it weak. Weak sauce, Elon Musk. I expected more from you. Yeah, electro gun sounds awesome.
I'm picking up what he's putting down.
Yeah.
That would
That would be badass.
That'd be pretty sweet. It wouldn't have to be like a giant water stream either. It would just have to be enough.
Just enough, just to make the connection.
Yeah.
And if they
Like a pee stream.
Yeah. Like...
Yeah. Or just like peeing with the cattle prod. You know, just drink
Yeah,
a lot of water that day.
but then you'd have you'd come back up
Tinfoil.
the stream.
Put
I mean, he'd
tinfoil.
get into that, but
That's true.
he'd be like, "Please attack again."
Yes.
Come back, I love you.
Please.
The cod piece has never been so excited.
I didn't even use my safe word.
What is it? This is a stick up.
Yeah. Man. Crazy world.
So,
I'd burglarize their turtlerize.
No. No.
Think about a water bottle.
No.
Thirsty.
No, it's empty.
Yeah, I need more water.
Hmm.
I have to hydrate for the attempted armed robbers.
this is what I deal with. This is it. So, moving
Armed
forward,
robbery erotica?
I was talking to our producer. After we get now, if Chuck's watching, we need to make plans for the week that you and I are going to be in Michigan duck hunting, because we will be en route back here the night that they have the show. We'll be actually in the air. We'll be flying back here because we don't get back till like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock that Monday night. So Chuck Licata has said that he would come in and guest host the show. Allegedly, but now he doesn't ever want to come in anymore because allegedly he's doing the coach's show for Rouse High School, and I don't know what that means. So we're gonna have to either take a week off, or we can entrust it to these two guys.
Shit, yeah.
So I heard
the original party
you need
show.
a new host for a week. Let me tell you real quick. My fee is $0. You can't beat it.
Hell yeah.
And I'll even produce it too. I'm gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that.
Patrick,
hold on. Go ahead.
actually,
30 minutes, I'm sitting with my thumb in my ass.
Nobody sits here.
Why are you sitting with your phone in your ass, Joe?
My thumb in my ass.
Why are you sitting with your thumb in your
I
ass?
get into this
That's kinky.
conversation, and my plumber's laughing at me like, what the hell you doing?
your plumber's over at your house at 11:48 at night.
Yes, they're working on the electricity. They wanted to come on the show.
Hold on. You got a plumber. Hold on. Let me get this right. You got a plumber at your house at 11:48 at night,
And you have your thumb in your
and
ass.
he's working on your electrical problem.
Yes.
This sounds like the worst start to a porno I've ever fapped.
Joe,
And
are you okay?
he has his thumb in his ass.
And you have your thumb in your ass.
Is this a code for something?
I don't know.
Do you need
I got
assistance?
Do you
He likes having his pipes examined.
are you in trouble?
Is the plumber wearing a mask?
Mike, I don't know what that is.
Is there a cod piece involved?
Is the plumber?
Mike, I don't know what you're talking about. The black one.
I'm just wondering if he's feeling an electrical feeling coming from his plumbing, right? I think the dude is massaging his prostate.
Which would
Hey, Mike,
So
I
is
just
it-
don't know what's going on here. It's just the big black one.
Oh!
So wait, Joe, is that the name of the porno that you're currently shooting? The big black
Dude,
one?
you should rename your team the Philadelphia Kegels.
He's getting his rock salt off.
You want to know the best part about this? We're already in this house.
you're what?
We're all white in this house, but we got the big black one.
Now you're reaching.
Around.
Oh my God, dude. This is the greatest Joe phone call ever.
Crazy
You
Joe
guys are
after
missing it.
hours.
TheRadioManCave.com if you want to listen to the conversation we're having with Crazy Joe. God damn, that's funny.
The big black one.
The big God.
Up his butt.
Joe.
Well, Mike, what do you expect? My name is Crazy Epic Joe Pardini. C Epic JP. You know what the rest. Hey, and West Coast should not take credit on his fantasy team because I helped him out.
No,
Oh, is
Joe,
that what
you
we're
always
calling
do
it?
this. Joe, you always do this. You get your ass beat and you don't take responsibility for it. You always try to reroute it and say, "Well, no. He beat me, but I helped him," or "He beat me, but I won because I did something else," or God damn.
Where's Chuck?
Chuck's not calling in because he's watching his Pittsburgh team.
Are they
He
winning?
abandoned
Are they
us.
winning? I don't
24-3.
even know.
He abandoned us for the Steelers.
Abandoned us. But,
Steelers are
here's
garbage
what
town.
West Coast's lineup was at 4 o'clock. He called me at 3:55. My time.
So what you're
And he
telling
had
me
a
is,
free agent wide receiver. I said, West Coast, were you fucking dumb? What, are you dumb?
So
Why
wait
would
a
you
minute.
put
So wait a
West
minute.
Coast-
So what you're telling me is that the reason he beat you is you let him.
Yes, Mike,
that's
you
how
got
bondage
it
works.
now.
Okay, that's the biggest.
Because I even told him, Mike, pay attention, Mike. Mike, pay attention. Calm down, Mike. You know the situation. You get upset.
Well, he has a thumb up his ass, so of course he's full of shit. So
This is true.
Typically, you
Hey,
clean
Mike.
yourself out for that.
Yeah,
He
pretty
had
much.
he had
but it's Crazy
Denver's
Joe.
defense against Jacksonville. And why do you think he changed Denver's defense to Minnesota?
So basically, you beat yourself.
Yes. So I beat Mike. Well, we could go different ways in the sexual occasion, but we
No,
can't
we
go
went there.
there.
We went there. The total double entendre. Shut up, Joe. Joe, this week in fantasy, you are a
Loser.
loser. Own it.
Mike, that's
Own it.
right, because
Own
I-
it. I'm not
I don't
believing all
know
this. I gave up.
Hey, Mike.
See, don't. No, you lost. You lost. You picked
That's
wrong,
all right, Mike.
and you
Mike, I
lost.
don't cry about losing.
I know you
As
don't.
long
You
as
always
I'm
try to.
winning Monday.
You're right. You don't talk. You don't cry when you talk about losing because you always don't take responsibility for it. You try to manipulate it like you didn't actually lose, and you did.
No, technically I didn't lose because I helped somebody else win.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're
Yeah,
saying.
But Joe, what you have to realize, and by helping somebody
I
else
helped
win,
West
you have
Coast
to
win
lose so
because
that
he
they
was
can
too
win.
dumb as a fucking
Mic drop.
box of rocks.
What if you tie?
What if you tie?
Or
Yeah.
too bad West Coast didn't call. He would say, "Thank you, Crazy After Joe Pardini, for helping me win."
Well,
in
he
Joe's
tried-
eyes, we're all winners here.
We're all winners. We're all winners in
and
Joe's
that
eyes.
We're all winners,
is
Mike.
the Joe Pardini participation trophies for all of us.
All of us.
All of us.
Yes. Even my plumber's cracking up.
Bravo.
And it's
laughing. He
a
almost fell in the
figurine
hole.
of an electrician plumber.
Yes.
A black one.
He's a man with many talents.
He works in hot tubs.
Are we gonna
And
make
like,
our
and you
picks?
missed me for so many
You guys haven't
weeks.
done
Yeah.
your picks yet?
Yeah.
No.
I'm bringing it up now. I'm bringing
I was
it up.
gonna say
now.
we haven't even finished
Sorry.
last week's.
Apparently, I won because
Well, before we get in, last week's picks. Let's see.
I won.
Actually, Mad Mike won.
And I came in second place, surprisingly so.
Yep.
I thought I was gonna get creamed.
Chuck got smoked. He only got 3 right.
How many points did I get?
4 right.
Me?
Danger got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right.
So we're tied.
Damn, I
I
should have
got
made
5.
the picks
I went
made
5
in
and
on
10.
here.
I went 5 for 10.
So historically speaking, I've been the best at picking.
Pretty much. You're the best picker.
Picking your nose.
You pick the best. You get up there and get the big mocals and pinch it between your nail and your finger, and you can pull it out in one shot.
Yeah, that's what I do with my nose hair.
Should send this guy to Vegas.
The score I want to talk about before we get into our picks. Tampa Bay at defending NFC Championship Los Angeles.
Didn't deserve it.
What
Rams.
the hell happened there?
Tampa Bay 55. Los Angeles Rams 40.
Wasn't the Rams defense on your...
Yes, they got me a whopping -2.
Yeah, well, I had their quarterback, and he didn't do shit. Had 3 interceptions.
Jameis Winston, 28 for 41, 385 yards in the air, 4 touchdowns to only 1 interception. Jared Goff, 45 for 68, 517 yards, 2 TDs, but 3 interceptions. 19 carries for 70 yards, and Todd Gurley only had 5 carries for 16 yards in this game, where Tampa Bay put up 55 points.
And the Rams were also the home team, weren't they?
And they were the home team.
That's just pathetic. That is
crazy?
beyond embarrassing that Tampa Bay, one of the worst teams in the league, comes to Los Angeles and kicks the Rams right in the face. The whole game. I've heard of any.
Well, nobody picked that but West Coast. West Coast was the only one that picked the Bucks.
Yeah,
and we all laughed at him.
Yeah, I said it was the Buck Rams.
And we all laughed at him. All right. Thursday night football. They start out the gate. I already know who Mike's picking.
Who? What?
The Los Angeles Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks.
All right. The team that should be known as the Ospreys, but
And I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this because I don't know what's going on with the Rams. But it's at Seattle, and Seattle's a hard place to win. And Mad Mike, Seahawks, danger.
The Rams.
You going to pick the Rams?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Rams.
Okay, we're gonna go fast on this. Crazy Joe.
The Rams.
Chuck's out. West Coast is out. Leland.
Seahawks.
this is what an Osprey looks like.
All right, Sunday, Arizona at Cincinnati.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're gonna go with the other bird teams.
So I'm going to go with the Cardinals on this. Danger? It's in Cincy, but Cincy sucks. They're horrible.
Well, yeah. We're
They're
gonna
li-
go with the Kyler Murray Cardinals on this one.
Cards?
Yeah, they're not as good birds.
The Seed Eaters. Mad Mike.
Birds. Okay, yeah. Can we break this down eventually? Like, we need to have like a thing of like, you know, teams that are named after groups of people, like the Patriots and the Buccaneers, and
And the
like,
Cowboys.
Steelers and the
And the
Packers.
Texans.
Yeah,
The
and then we
Titans
could
could
have
be,
some
yeah.
named after kind of like silly in between, like because like the
Well,
Green Bay Packers
basically-
are cheese Packers.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we could have like legitimate groups of people,
49ers.
Silly
were the
groups of
minor
people.
49ers.
The Raiders.
and then we could have like by animals, so like
The Bears.
cats, birds, and miscellaneous.
You got a few. You got.
Yeah,
You got.
I think we
yeah,
should
we
do
could
that.
do
Like
that.
we could
We
have
could
a
do that.
breakdown
You
one
got,
of these days.
you got a couple horses. You got the Colts and
Broncos.
Broncos.
Chargers.
Sure, the Electro Bolts.
Yeah, well, they're just charging.
Then you have the
but-
Dolphins.
Yeah, the
And you have
random-
fish.
Yeah,
And I think
fish.
there's only one fish.
I think Miami right now should just change their mascot
To the
a
canned
dumpster
tuna?
because
What are these? The Miami canned tuna.
They're hopefully Crazy Joe. Cardinals or Bengals?
Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's
Crazy
What?
Joe.
Leland.
Oh, the Cardinals. Cincinnati's getting creamed 27-3 by 0-3 Pittsburgh, so definitely the Cardinals.
Buffalo, which almost beat
The Patriots.
the Patriots, versus Tennessee. I'm going to go with the Titans on this one. Nope, you know what? I'm going to go with the Bills. I'm going to change my mind.
Who's the home
I was
team?
gonna say Tennessee.
Tennessee's a home team. Tennessee played really well last weekend, but they're kind of like the Detroit of the AFC. You don't never know what's going to show up. And Bills are playing pretty consistent, and they were like 1 or 2 plays away from beating the Patriots. So 10-6 was that score. Danger Davis.
Bills Mafia.
Mad Mike.
What?
Bills Mafia or Tennessee?
Bills or Titans?
Bills.
Bills for sure.
Crazy Joe.
I'm going with the Bills, Mike.
And Leland.
Bills.
All right. Chicago at Oakland.
And Mike, calm down, Mike. Now you know this game is in London, right?
Actually, it is in, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. All right, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Danger.
Gonna go with the Raiders too.
Mad Mike.
So where are they playing now?
They're playing in
England.
London.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to watch this game now. Screw that. Okay, so we
Bears,
have...
Raiders.
Oh, Bears for sure.
Bears. Crazy Joe.
Hey, my young friend, the quarterback for the
Hold on,
Bills,
hold
or
on. Bears or Raiders?
We're going with the Raiders because the Bears quarterback's out for a while.
Yep, that's why I picked them. And Leland.
And I was quite impressed with the backup quarterback for the Bears, so let's go with them. The Bears.
The Bears. All right.
Da Bears.
Tampa Bay coming off their big win.
Beat down.
Their big beat down to the
down.
Rams. All cocky and confident heading into New Orleans. I'm going to go with the Bucks, man. Danger. Dude, never mind.
Exactly.
Mad Mike, you picked the Saints.
I did what? Who's
Bucks
playing?
or Saints?
Buccaneers.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Everybody's jumping on that bandwagon. Crazy Joe.
Yes.
Hey,
Saints and Leland.
I'm going with the Buccaneers.
Sounds like all y'all want to lose.
Cowboys nearly beat them. Only lost by 2.
Minnesota versus the New York Giants.
Hold up. I got $5 on the Bucks if they beat the Saints. All right.
All right,
Pat.
who you betting?
I'm gonna bet Pat.
Patty, $5? Is that a bet?
Anybody else in this room want in on that? $5.
I'm on your side.
Big spender, man.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks are gonna win. I think the Bucks are riding high. I think they got things figured out.
Here, as it has been noted.
They beat the Rams, and the only team that beat the Saints is the Rams.
Mad Mike, as the scribe, please put it in writing. As it is written, shall it be done?
$5.
one paper.
Five-
One paper. Wait. Yeah.
$5 for the Bucks. All right, Minnesota.
Pat, you want to take that bet?
Yeah.
All right, Minnesota versus the New York Giants. I'm gonna take the Vikings on this one.
I have to draw what it looked like too. Like,
Danger.
if it was a document.
We're gonna go with Jones and New York. So
The Giants.
the Giants.
It's hard to get your
Mad
swoopy
Mike.
hair. Giants. Swoopy hair, Alex.
Crazy Joe.
And Mike, my plumber said he likes the Vikings, so I'm going with the Vikings.
All right, your electrician plumber.
His hair's like
Shocking.
Leland.
The football Giants.
All right, we got New York Jets versus
Mike, I
Philadelphia.
can help you right out with that.
I'm going to take the Jets. Danger.
Mike, what's wrong
Squaw!
with you? They're giving
We're gonna go with Philly on this one.
14 points, Mike.
Mad
What's
Mike.
wrong with you?
Bird teams.
Bird teams. Crazy Joe. Never mind.
Hey, Mike, the electricity,
Your
my
dude's hole
electricity,
doesn't count as
and
a
my
team.
sister says they're going with the
Are the
Eagles.
Jets 0-4?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's.
This is their first one they're gonna win. So Eagles are not that good. All right, Baltimore at Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go with the Ravens on this one. I think they're gonna come back after their loss. They're beat down by the Browns. Danger Davis,
Definitely going with the Ravens.
Mad Mike,
Who are we talking about?
Ravens Steelers.
Ravens.
Ska. Crazy Joe.
Dude, herbal secret.
Well, Mike, my sister, the producer, and whoever else is out here wants Pittsburgh.
The Steelers. And Leland.
Ravens, because the Steelers they're beating Cincinnati 27-3, but they're both 0-3 teams. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely going with the Ravens.
The New England Patriots versus
I mean, do you really want us
The
to all have to
Washington
pick this?
Redskins.
Come on
my
now.
God.
I'm not yelling. I'm not the one yelling. It's them.
Why are you talking over Joe? Joe. Mike, that's me.
No.
I'm going to take the Patriots.
Yeah.
Danger.
Definitely the Patriots because Washington sucks.
Mad
but
Mike?
I'm not gonna make any of those.
Haven't they
jokes.
fired
Because everything in DC is trash,
Have they already-
including.
Have they
the
already fired their
Redskins?
GM?
So we're gonna go with the Patriots on this one.
Crazy Joe.
For sure.
Oh, Mike, I gotta be quiet for a sec because here comes the policeman. But I'm going with New England.
Why is the policeman in your house
It's the village people.
breaking
no,
up
we're
your...
outside, Mike. We're all getting drunk and smoking pot and everything else.
You're smoking pot.
Oh,
with
we
your...
certainly
you're
don't
smoking
want
it.
that to get out that you're smoking pot.
Out of radio show.
You know, God forbid that, everybody would know that you're smoking pot. Leland.
The money line must be insane on Washington because they're still going to lose. I'm going with the Patriots.
All right. Jacksonville at Carolina.
Battle of the cat teams for Patrick.
Meow.
Mike, that's me. I'm going to go with the Panther. You know what? I'm going to go with Jacksonville on this. Danger.
Gardner Minshew is gonna be throwing that pigskin over them mountains.
Yeah, dude.
Going with the Jag Kitties.
Gardner Minshew for sure.
You going with the Jags, too?
Yeah, Gardner and the Minshews.
What was the Jags' record right now?
They're 3-1?
No, they only won.
2-2?
Yeah, they're 2-2.
2-2?
Yeah,
Carolina's also 2-2, correct?
No, they're 1-3.
1-3.
Yeah, so
Crazy Joe.
Oh, well, Mike, is that called Jacksonville or Jack Daniels?
Leland.
Who's the home team?
Carolina.
Carolina.
Carolina hasn't won a home game yet.
yeah.
Oh, okay, Jacksonville.
All right. Atlanta. Hot Atlanta coming off their beatdown versus the Houston we can't score if we tried Texans.
That's accurate.
That's pretty bad.
I'm going to go with the Falcons on that. Danger Davis.
I'm gonna stick with them good old boys down in Houston. Thank you. Come again.
Mad Mike. Crazy Joe.
Team Birds.
I'd like to go with Houston with J.J. Watts. Thank you.
Who's the home team?
Houston.
Houston.
You know, I'm going to go with the Texans.
The Texans.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Mike. I was changing some wires in the house. I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Oh.
Don't you have your electrician plumber for that?
Well, They're paying right
Denver
now.
versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh boy.
The horses versus the lightning bolts.
I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. Danger.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go with the lightning bolts. Denver will be 0-5.
Mad Mike.
Bug zappers.
Crazy Joe.
He said the
I'm
horses.
going with the Chargers, Mike.
No, I definitely just.
Chargers.
And the Chargers.
He just said Broncos.
Them damn Chargers. Like them damn Yankees.
Green Bay at Dallas. I'm going with the Packers on this one. Danger.
Yeah, gonna go with those cheeseheads.
Even though I hate the Packers and I hate the Cowboys.
No, I hate the Packer. I mean the Cowboys way more. So,
Mad Mike.
Cheese people.
Crazy Joe.
I'm going with Green Bay, Mike.
And Leland.
Cowboys.
lame.
Indianapolis versus Kansas City.
Dude, he looks so mad.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs, the Chefs. Danger.
Andy Reid, please.
Mad Mike.
How does each team stand for so far? this
Kansas
season?
is undefeated, and Indianapolis is, I think, 2-2.
It's Kansas City, and they're not in Kansas.
And they're in Kansas City.
Yes, but they're not Kansas. They're not in the state
Kansas
of
City,
Kansas.
Missouri.
They're Missouri.
Yeah.
God.
You said Kansas. I was just correcting you.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, Kansas City is in both Kansas and Missouri.
And Missouri.
well, their stadium sure as hell isn't.
I don't care.
All right. Well, who are you picking?
Definitely.
Hey, Queen Misfit.
Don't you cry no more.
For those of you watching on TikTok, if you'd like to see the whole show and listen to who we're talking to on the phone, www.theradiomancave.com, hit watch live. Or listen live, either one. So who do you want, Crazy Joe?
I'm going with Kansas City, Mike.
Kansas.
And Leland.
KC.
All right, and Monday night, Cleveland with one loss. First place in their division.
They have 2 losses.
Playing
They're in first
What?
place in their division, but they're 2-2.
Are they 2-2? Anyway,
Yes.
Cleveland, who's first place in their division, playing against an undefeated San Francisco 49ers team in San Francisco. Yes, the world is coming to an end.
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Browns will be giving it to the 49ers. God, I hate the 49ers a lot. I hope they start doing a lot worse.
So you got the Browns.
Yeah, Browns.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Danger Davis.
I'm taking Baker Mayfield and the
Browns.
Cleveland Browns because they are feeling dangerous.
Mad Mike.
The Browns.
The Hill 2001 says the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl, and we should show our feet.
I mean, showing my feet, yes.
I think you'll make everyone throw
Browns,
I think we'll make
no.
everyone throw up if we did that.
I'm not sure foot fetish is part of what we're doing here, but
Are we doing that
it's a TikTok live feed.
Ask them how much they'll pay us. Tell
Ask
them
Oh,
them
that's true.
Ask if they want to see a picture of when I had to rip my toenail off.
Oh, yeah. You want to see that?
Dude, that was actually really
That was
badass.
awesome.
Tell them to buy us some 4K cameras and we'll do it.
There you go. 3 4K cameras.
Yep.
4K.
4K.
So it makes
Yeah.
a 16K.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do is we're going to put them onto a stick.
Then we're going to aim them at our feet all day
And
live stream it.
possibly do your colonoscopy with it.
Damn. Crazy Joe will enjoy that.
Camera. Oh my God. Mad Mike, who you got? The Browns?
Yeah, definitely. Screw the 49ers. They're the worst.
Crazy Joe.
I'm taking the leak, but I'm taking the Niners.
And Leland.
Santa Clara.
Why would you pick such a terrible team?
Because they're 0-4.
Worst
It's
team on
locked
the
in.
West Coast.
It's saved. There's
Okay.
nothing we can do about it.
So, how many teams would they need officially to have like a balanced thing for expansion teams?
Well, they got 32 teams now, so they'd have to have 2 additional teams. So
Okay.
San Antonio would get 1.
Okay, what if they added like 10 teams? Would that still work?
You would have to add, well, if you
You'd
want to
have
add
to-
I mean, it'd
one
work, but-
one per division, you have to add 8.
Okay, so 8 teams total?
So you get
Yeah.
San
I demand one of them be named the Salamis. There's not enough charcuterie named teams.
Well, I'll tell you exactly.
So if there's the Packers and
Did
they
you just
deal
look
with
that
cheese.
name? Did you just look that word up?
No, actually, I know it from this
San
guy.
Antonio will get a team. San Diego will get a team. Oakland will get a team.
Imagine
No,
this.
Oakland will not get a team.
Oakland
Oakland,
won't get-
will not
I
build
want
a
a
stadium.
team-
Okay, San Diego will get a team, and San Antonio will get a team.
I want a team named the Sky Valley Salamis.
Oklahoma City would
Where
probably
was
get
Sky
a team.
Valley? Where would that be?
Out in rural Washington, where the salamis roam free.
Where they have free range salamis?
Free
Is
range
that-
salamis, also known as like mink and weasels.
Milwaukee would probably get a team, or Chicago would get a second team.
They're like natural salami.
free range salamis.
Yeah.
Mobile meat bags of salami goodness.
Yes. But yeah, no, the salamis would be one of the teams that I feel would be absolutely necessary.
And what would be another team?
St. Louis will get a team back, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but who cares about that state?
T Hill 2001 is with you, Leland, and he thinks that the 49ers are going to beat the Browns.
Yeah.
Boo.
I think somebody should take the branding opportunity, and Pornhub should get like their own team, and I don't care what they call it because it's probably more creative than what I'm going to come up with.
Yeah, Memphis probably would get a
But
team.
they should
The
probably
Pornhub Bukakis.
don't do it.
The Pornhub Boogaloos.
Nah, I don't know.
They really get up and in your face.
Yeah, something creative. You know, it's not terrible.
The pizza delivery boys.
Yeah,
Oh,
pizza-
the Pornhub
yeah,
Pornhub firefighters.
Pizza, yeah, the Pornhub pizza guys
The pizza guys.
or pool
sausage pizza
yeah,
guys,
pool
yeah.
guys. There you go, pool guys.
Cabana boys.
Yeah, Cabana boys. That would be solid. I think that would be a good idea. But they need to
Pornhub
bring,
tennis pros.
they need to bring teams to like for some reason I think it'd be really cool. for
Orlando would probably get a team.
North Dakota to have a team. North Dakota would be pretty cool.
North Dakota needs a team.
It really does.
The Fargo Wood Chippers.
Either that or
I dig it.
what are you gonna name your team? The Mud Sands. Hell yeah.
That'd be a good one. Fargo Wood Chippers.
The Fargo Wood Chippers.
The
Salt Lake City would probably
North
get a team.
Dakota, don't you knows?
The don't you know?
Don't you knows?
Because we got a football team, don't you know?
Yeah.
We could give Canada a team.
no.
Alaska.
This is the
Actually,
NFL.
Alaska, the Alaska
hold
fishermen.
Hold on. We should. You don't have to scream into it.
Yeah.
We should actually fold the CFL into the NFL,
No.
and then we would have another championship that they'll never see.
This is the American
Like the
League.
The Lions.
like the Stanley Cup. Yeah, like the Lions.
Suck it, Lions.
Canadian football rules are different from
Yeah,
the
no,
NFL.
yeah. Canadian football could stay over there. Okay, well, I don't need that crap over here. This is America.
In fact, they tried to expand
I already had
back
to deal
20
with
years ago
illegal Canadian immigrants on the daily named geese. Okay. What makes you think I want to have them come over here bringing their silly football rules and everything? They're going to ruin the league even more than it
You know what?
already is.
Toronto should get a team.
And call them the Terribles. And they can stay over there. 49th parallel for life. Stay.
So you're going to move the Miami Dolphins to Toronto?
Bring all your tainted maple syrup down here, will you?
Yeah. Think I'm not going to catch
You
that.
get your non-gun loving butts back up
Yeah.
north of the border.
That's why whenever I make sure I buy my maple syrup, it's made in Vermont.
Vermont
Which
and
is
Connecticut,
which is-
baby.
Barely America, but it still counts. I mean,
Vermont's like the northern New Mexico.
You should.
oh, dude, New Mexico should get a team.
Well, actually, you know what?
The New Mexico meth heads.
No, that's Oklahoma. But
What are we gonna name our team? The Breaking Bats.
you can
Breaking Bad.
Alaska
have-
could be the fishermen,
Oh, they're bitch.
and actually, Red Lobster should sponsor Maine getting a team.
Touchdown, bitch.
This is gonna be the main cheddar biscuits.
The cheddar.
Football, bitch.
The Maine Red Lobsters.
Yeah, the Albuquerque Blue Rocks.
The Albuquerque.
I go see that.
Yeah, I'd say if they named their team the Jesse Pinkmans, I would definitely.
You say you're afraid of people getting into the end zone? Well, I'm the one that gets into the end zone.
This is a private domicile, bitch.
Well, I know what I'm doing when I get home now.
Good lord.
Bitch.
So did you like buy a bunch of that? Did you? I don't even know what I'm saying.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I wasn't super
I don't know.
crack.
I put you on
Oh, hey, Alex, what are you doing on Friday?
All right, we got a caller. Caller, is that you?
Yeah, 11. What?
Chuck?
That would be me, sir. Yes, sir.
Chuck! You had to wait all the way to the end of that game, Chuck, to call in?
Did you ever watch the show?
Yeah.
What's that?
You had to wait all the way to the end of the game to call in?
And on top of that, the 12th is this.
I can barely hear you.
This is 2019. Oh, hang on.
That's in like 2 weeks.
This is the 2019 Steelers. I mean, that game wasn't over till the
October 12th, yeah.
final seconds ticked off. So.
Oh, my God.
Those poor kitties.
What was the score?
Was it 27-3?
27 to 3.
27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I lost on my bet. I took the Bengals +4. And the under.
Sucks.
Yeah,
to
you
suck.
lost.
Well,
Sucks
I
to be
got
you.
electricity giving me information.
Hey,
I
Joe,
got
hold
the
on.
water
Joe,
giving
Joe,
me
Joe, Joe,
information.
Joe. Put your plumber on the phone. Put your plumber on the phone. Put him on the phone right now.
Don't say anything dumb.
Do you know what show you're on?
Say hello.
He said, don't say anything dumb. Do you realize what show you're on right now? Do you know who you're sitting next to?
Yes, he does. But he said he don't want to talk because he said I'm too crazy. I might hit him with a light tube because if he don't finish the job.
Put your plumber on the phone, Joe.
I can't put the plumber on the show because he won't get on because I threatened to kill him.
Okay, put your sister on the phone.
Tell him he
My
needs.
sister
Tell
thinks
him.
I'm fucking crazy.
It
Tell
has
him
nothing
to
to do
tell
with
his
you. Tell your
plumber-
sister I want to talk to her on the phone.
Tell your plumber he needs to go get an A and L backflow preventer.
Well, my plumber's afraid of me. My sister thinks I'm crazy.
Well, what does that have to
Is
do
your
with you
sister-
walking over and handing them the phone?
If your sister shot you, would she go to jail or would it be considered manslaughter?
What a justifiable homicide.
A mercy killing, yes.
Would everybody in the courtroom say, yeah, we could see that. Yeah, totally.
Snuff.
Time served.
Yeah, whoever shot him would get probation. That's it.
That's probation.
Angels.
We're trying to get him to put his plumber on the phone.
Can I ask you a favor? Just say hello, so they don't think I'm lying to you. He went outside. The plumber went outside. Yeah.
Well, who are you talking to? Put that guy on the phone.
Hey, say hello. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, what's going on? What's your name, sir?
Diggler.
Giggler? Your name is Giggler.
Diggler.
Diggler? Yeah. Dirt Diggler?
Yeah.
Your name is Dirt Diggler. Big fan of your show, sir.
First name Dirk.
Big fan of your show. So, Dirk, let me ask you a question.
Now? Where are you at, Texas?
Now, hand the show back to... We want to talk to Dirk Diggler. We don't want to talk to you anymore, Joe. Hand the phone back to Dirk Diggler.
Dickie Diggler.
Is this Dirk?
Yeah, where are you guys at, Texas?
Dirk, we're down here in Texas. Dirk, you have a very important job for me to do right now. We are live on the air, so everything we're doing is going to be broadcast out over the live stream. So this is a very important responsibility. Do you think you can handle this? I have some instruction for you, but if you can't handle it, just let me know.
Squat and cough.
I don't know. Where do you guys going?
Take your hand, right or left, whatever you are. Open it up, spread your fingers, and smack Joe upside the head with it. And I want to hear an audible I want to hear it like a gunshot going off.
He's got to take his thumb out of his butt first.
Now you've got him at a disadvantage because he does have his thumb up his ass.
There's probably about 4 others doing wanting to do the same thing.
Well, do it. Do it right now so we can hear it over the air. Folks on TikTok, this is you're behind the scenes of a live stream, theradiomancave.com if you want to see everything that's going on.
Oh, my God, he just hit me in the face.
I didn't hear it.
didn't hear the slap.
I didn't hear it. It didn't happen. If I didn't hear it, it didn't happen. He's got to do it again.
He's thrilling right now. Wait a minute.
No, I got to do it again. We got to hear it.
Wait a minute. He's
Come on.
thrilling right now.
Everybody's
Want to
waiting.
hear this drill?
Everybody's waiting.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, that was my eye.
Did he hit him? I was too busy watching a video.
Yeah, you were too busy not being part of the show, producer.
I've got the camera fixed on you. We're good. I'm doodling.
Hey, you know what?
That's why he's the producer.
Hey, Mike.
Now hold on. Are you hold on, Joe? Are you standing upright?
He wants to know why is that guy called producer?
Are you standing upright, Joe?
Yeah, I just hit my head off the fucking board after he slapped me off the wall.
Well, he didn't hit you hard enough. All right, Joe. We'll talk to you later, man. Go spend time with your plumber.
Time with your plumber.
All right. Sorry about that, Chuck. You still there?
Chuck.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Man, it was interesting.
Chuck.
Interesting conversation.
Chuck. Well, we've played that out. We played that out.
You just need the cat.
55-40, Chuck. Nobody called that game correctly but West Coast Dan last week.
What happened? I'm sorry.
55-40. Tampa Bay over.
Yeah, the Rams got their face kicked in
Over
for
the
4
Rams.
quarters.
The Rams defense. I picked the Rams defense over the Bears defense. They gave me a whopping -2 as I'm 0 for 4 now in the fantasy league. I have not won a game yet. The
It's because you
closest I
took
came.
Baker Mayfield first. Over.
No, it's not. That has nothing to do with it. Baker Mayfield's one of my best players producing any points.
Well,
Yeah, well,
obviously he's not producing enough.
you
Well,
could have
it's
had
the
like
other guys.
Alvin Kamara or Saquon before he got hurt, or like Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes.
I had
and-
Saquon, and he got hurt, and I got rid of him.
You didn't have Saquon. Darrell had Saquon
Who
Barkley.
did I have? Who did I have that got hurt? I got rid of him.
How many teams are working on backup quarterbacks right now?
4.
A lot.
Pittsburgh, Chicago,
Pittsburgh, Chicago,
Saints.
the Saints, and Jaguars.
Yep.
I thought it was more.
And you know what? The Bears are gonna benefit from this.
I think so.
Truly,
You think their backup's better than Trubisky?
Absolutely, 100%.
I think he did a good job Sunday.
Yeah, he played well. He played good.
Yep, definitely.
God, I'm getting beat 177-17.
Oh God.
I'm horrible at this, man. That's why I don't like playing, because you're making a guess on the performance of individuals, and the people that win at this get lucky. They get lucky and get the guys that don't get sick. And this year, look, LaShawn McCoy out. Didn't even play last week. Kyler Murray, I had him start. He had a shitty game. Had Baker Mayfield on the bench, I should have started him. Actually, Baker Mayfield, even though they beat the crap out of him, only put up 15 points. I had the Saints defense that got me a whopping -2.
Do better next time.
Do better with what? I can't go play for these guys.
You should have picked up the Giants defense. They got 30 points.
How do you know that, though, before the game when the Giants are like the trash team of the NFC East?
Oh, the Giants are also working on backup quarterbacks.
Because
That's
they're
5 teams.
playing the Redskins, and the Redskins are straight garbage.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You don't know that.
Yeah, look at the Buccaneers
You gotta
versus the
take
Rams.
a risk. Take
That's
that
what
risk.
I've been doing. I've been taking a risk. I'm getting my ass handed to me.
It's 5 teams. 'cause
Anyway, I'm out of it. I'm out of the playoffs and everything 4 weeks in, unless I get a streak going. It's crazy.
So what's playing for?
Huh?
I said, so what's there to play for you?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Be a spoiler, I guess. Maybe.
There you go.
Didn't
Good attitude,
who
bro.
got fired
Good
from the Redskins after 4 weeks? Was it the coach or was it the general
No, it's
manager?
not the coach. Might have been the general
No,
manager.
coach is still there.
The problems with the problem with the Redskins isn't the coach. The problem with the Redskins is the same problem that Dallas has, and it's the same problem that Detroit has.
The owners.
Stupid.
The owner.
The owner needs to fire himself.
Daniel Snyder needs to write checks and stay up in the box and get drunk and let the football operation run itself. He's the one that forced RG3 down their throats, even though RG3 was a flash in the pan. He's the one making all the personnel changes. He's the one that's in control of the draft, the free agency, and right now he's a bust.
RG3 was already injured before he even got into the NFL. He already had one torn ACL.
Yeah.
They did a terrible job fixing it. They put rubber bands in his leg, and that's what snapped.
And that's how that works.
I feel like whoever ends up losing to you is basically just going to take over for when you got your ass kicked by the auto draft.
That's it. That's my whole goal this season is to beat someone so that you guys will get off my ass about the fucking auto draft.
You've become
Four
the new auto draft is what I'm saying.
Oh, shut up.
See, that's why I follow
auto draft.
See, that's why I follow.
Wow.
See, that's why I follow baseball more than
Wow.
football because it's so much more predictable to predict how good these players are going to play.
No, baseball's even worse because you got 3,000 players to pick from, and you got to try to go through and pick 10 that you might think will have a good game. And then you have to follow.
I'm still pissed
They
about
have the
that
entire Houston
because
Astros.
I would have won the fantasy baseball league, but I completely forgot that
It existed.
it existed after we made our picks. Have we even gone through to see who you owe a barbecue plate to yet?
Is
was
the
me.
season over?
Yes.
I owe you
I
another
will look it
barbecue
up.
Yes,
plate?
Joe Madden's gotten fired, and
Let me pull it up.
and
real quick.
Brad Ausmus has gotten fired.
We're gonna pull it up right now.
Hold on, let me look.
Or actually, the more appropriate term of Joe Madden is they let his contract expire and they're moving on from each other.
Oh,
Ausmus got fired as the manager for the Anaheim Angels after one season.
standing or where's the playoff schedule and playoff?
Am I in the playoffs?
I'm
Bring it up now.
Playoff bracket.
Oh man, I beat Joe.
The winner was Fowler.
Fowler won the league.
Fowler.
Yeah,
Mike
Nick Fowler
Fowler.
won the league.
Or Nick Fowler.
Yeah.
All right.
All because I completely forgot about, like, even without putting in, like, switching stuff around, I still scored over 100 points. I totally could have beat Dan. So,
Dan had nothing but pitchers.
yeah.
Speaking of which, Mike, you will beat Dan in fantasy football. It's coming up like week 11 or week 12. You will beat Dan.
Everybody was marking that on their calendars as the battle of the unwinnables.
That's it.
So
Wait.
so Nick Fowler with a 17-4 record. Daniel Brown came in second in the baseball fantasy league at 16-5. What the hell?
So, you want to make? I'll make my postseason predictions
Holy
for the actual
crap.
league. I think Tampa Bay is going to beat the A's in the wild card.
Hey, hold on. No baseball talk till October. Late October. like when they're about ready to play. We don't care.
So no baseball talk for the
There's
next
still
hour and a half.
there's still too many.
We need to get
teams.
through Halloween
I don't care.
first.
We need to get through Thanksgiving before I talk baseball.
The season's over. October 30th.
Exactly. So where's the playoff schedule? Did I even make the playoff?
I have it right here. So the winners bracket was me against Dan. Dan beat me 302 to 108, and then it was Nick against Chuck. Nick beat Chuck 387 to 210, and then Nick,
so it's over.
yeah, it ended on the 29th. It ended yesterday. So Nick beat Dan by 318 to 218.
Oh wow.
And Chuck, did you mess around with yours at all through the postseason?
No.
Okay, well, Chuck ended up beating me for the runner-up. 141.5 to 122. Let's see, Mike.
Whoa. Matchup 5, April 29th. The Man Cave, the Bigger Bat, 98. The Girly Gates, 97. Suck it, Chuck.
What are you talking about?
I beat him.
When?
April.
April? I
April
beat him 98 to 97.
When the crappy teams actually do well.
Good for you.
Shut up. Don't take this away from me. Don't say
Don't take this away from me.
Shut up.
I'm just gonna say my spit mitt still did better than you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's hilarious.
When you win a game back in April,
I
and
beat
don't
Chuck.
even remember.
I beat Chuck. That's all that counts. I beat Chuck. I'm going to take it. I'm going to run with it.
Nerd.
Back in the
Yes.
first week when the Astros had a losing record for the season. Now they have the best record of all the teams, 107 to 55.
So the winner was Nick Fowler. All right, so I have to get with Nick. So I still need to get you your plate from last year.
Well, let's go.
Well, goddamn, you keep saying let's go, and then what?
I'm serious. Let's go.
Well,
All right, well let me get with Nick, and we'll get that done before I go. Oh, that's what I was going to talk to you about. I'm glad you called in.
Set it up. Let's go.
October 21st. Are you going to be guest hosting, or are we going to leave it to the Paducah and Mike? Because the player to be named later and I will be in the air. We'll be flying back from Michigan.
Yeah, I'll guest host now that Patty's got it down. Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely guest host.
Now that the Paducah knows what he's doing.
Coming in.
All right, so that's October 21st. So I mean, I know you got this whole big coaches show thing that you've been blowing us off for. Now you blew us off for the 1-3 Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'll drive straight from that show to this show.
All right,
For sure.
so you got it covered.
Yep, I got it covered.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I can tell Leland that his Cowboys will never win against real teams. When they play real teams,
that is true. They will never win against real teams.
I'll just keep talking about the Astros then.
I've been dealing with this today all day. Cowboys saying, "Oh, we held them." Yeah, you held them to enough points that they just beat you by a couple instead of blowing your brains out.
Your offense put up so many.
Yeah, they completely shut down Zeke Elliott. There was no run game from the Cowboys whatsoever.
It was very good to
Cowboys
watch.
cannot be good teams. Period. End of discussion.
Actually,
They can't be good teams.
the playoff results, Mad Mike came in second. Mad Mike beat you also in baseball fantasy.
That's not how it works, Mark.
I'm looking at the playoff results. First place is Foul Mouse. Second place is Washington State Stinky Britches. I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait a minute.
That's Dan.
That's West Coast Dan. What the hell?
Yeah. You go like.
Shut up. I thought that Stinky Britches was Mike.
No.
Spit mitts.
Spit
Yeah,
mitts. That's right.
so
You're
it
a
went
spit mitts.
it went Fowler and then Dan and then Chuck
and then Chuck.
and then me, because we were the
No,
only.
no. You're not on the podium. No one cares about the first loser.
I didn't
you're
say
not-
they did, but I'm just saying it's still higher up than you.
The Girly Gates. Of course.
Because you
I suck at fantasy.
Maybe you need
Yes,
to practice
you
to
do. I'm
fantasize
glad you can
better.
admit that.
Well, I can't deny it.
Is this just fantasy?
I suck at fantasy.
I get
I
beat
can't-
by the auto draft.
Baker Mayfield, take me out of this hell.
Shouldn't have picked him first overall.
Just for curiosity, who is Colt McCoy holding the clipboard for?
Keenan,
Which team is that?
Washington.
Washington Redskins.
And I had Colt McCoy in my car when I was driving Uber. He's
They should put
he's a
Colt
cool
McCoy.
guy.
They should put Colt McCoy in. They got nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah. Keenan's not the problem. It's their defense.
Well, they put Haskins in last week or
Yeah, to
on
try to get
Sunday.
something going. Yeah.
Yeah, banana skins. Who are we talking about?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, banana skins. Those taste
terrible.
All right, so the 20 and as far as
The 69.
well, I'll have Patty up to speed on the
Yeah, I bet.
on the
So you
Mixler.
You don't
The
want me.
Mixler,
You don't want me producing.
which is pretty easy to get rolling. No, Chuck's gonna come in and
Well, don't I have to
co-host.
be over here?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna show you how to do it. It's 2 clicks, man. Relax, dude.
Dude, this is gonna be so cool.
How am I supposed to start this though and click that over there?
No, you're gonna show Chuck, and he's gonna do it.
Ah.
That's why he is.
that
That's
in
why
the
he's the
first
producer.
place.
That's
What
why
are
he's
you?
the
What are you
producer
trying to
first.
get? Like, you're gonna try to make sure the show stays decent or something.
No,
you're trying
it's
to say?
just, you know.
Where'd player to be named later go?
Oh, he went out to go be ridiculous. We're gonna be this show when you guys are gone. It's gonna be intense. Like,
Dude, it's gonna be.
It's gonna
don't
be
be
intense.
surprised if there's fires.
Don't be surprised if it's like your highest rated show ever with
Yeah.
me, Chuck, and Mad Mike.
It'll probably be.
I might be
yeah,
wearing a mankini.
Hey, I'm gonna be here too.
And Leland.
with Leland. Yeah,
Coconut bikini top.
yeah, it might be.
Looking for that right now.
I might be what's holding back my own show.
And right now Chuck's probably like, damn, I should have said no. Based on all the ridiculous stuff that we are talking about. But
Dude, you have done such a great job, Patty. You've done such a great job building it to what it is. I'm thrilled about it.
All right.
Yeah, he did. He picked up the baton and he ran with it, man.
and I didn't drop it
For a coconut
or hand it
bikini
off to
top.
anybody. I kept it to myself.
You gonna wear a coconut bikini?
You
Yes.
did not pull a Witten yesterday.
Let me see what the reviews say. I want to make sure this will actually fit on my fat ass.
Mad Mike right now is buying a coconut bikini top for the
Holy
broadcast. You see what you're walking in? See what you're walking into?
Dude. Okay.
Hey, just double check and make sure it comes in beanbag.
Okay, so Jesus Christ, these comments are gold. Too small, but they are nice for small booby.
I can just imagine the conversations at the Amazon Fulfillment Center when they send one of those off.
Hey, Mike Allen, you know
Yeah.
what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, that's just.
I'm gonna wear
I'm gonna
a badass
fill in
coconut
for you.
bikini top.
And Patty's going to lose his mind, and we're barely going to have audio, let alone video. That's
Pretty
what's
much. Pretty much.
gonna happen. Just kidding, Patty.
Lies and slander. We got this, homie.
No, he's got it tuned in pretty good, man. We figured out all
I believe it.
We figured out all the
Absolutely.
things that weren't happening. So.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Hey, so did Michigan? Did Jimbo buy another?
No,
day
it's
because
Rutgers, man. It's Rutgers. No. I went all over the message
Yeah.
boards with this, guys. It's frickin' Rutgers. You're supposed to beat Rutgers by 40 points. So don't get all excited.
Exactly. Right.
What you need to see when you beat Rutgers and you beat Indiana and you beat Minnesota and you beat Purdue. Who gives a shit about that? When you're a Michigan fan and you're a Michigan fan supporter, these are the games you must win. Notre Dame, Michigan State, Penn State, and Ohio State. If you lose those 4 games but win every other game in your bowl game, no one cares. Those are the games you got to win. Now, this is where Jim is, in my opinion, right now. This is where Jim is. I don't care what happens the rest of the season. I really don't, because it's a garbage team.
Okay.
He has to beat Notre Dame. I don't care about Michigan State. He's got to beat Notre Dame, which I think he's 2-2 against. But this year, if he wants his job next year, if he wants to stay as Michigan's head coach, he must beat Ohio State. He cannot lose that game. He's run
Where's
out.
that game at?
It's in Michigan. All the strikes are out. He's 4th down and long. Time's out on the clock. If he tanks against Ohio State again this year, even after Meyer's gone, then he's out. I don't even think he'll coach the bowl game if they're eligible. If they're eligible. And the way they're playing, I don't even think they're going to be bowl eligible, to be honest with you.
This is Urban Meyer's last season.
No, Urban Meyer retired last year.
Okay.
So I don't think I have to get the bikini top for a coconut one. I'm going to have to keep shopping. Because reviews say if you have decent to moderately sized boobs,
which you do.
You have moobs.
These will not fit. Here's one review. Do not buy if you have big breast. I can't honor, so ONR, because it says large, but it barely, not barely, barley.
Barley.
Covered a nipple.
So we know they were typing hard in that trailer park.
Yeah, so we're gonna runs very small. Ended up not using it because it was so flimsy and the straps did not reach around me. Also, apparently they're itchy and scratchy.
Well, they're coconut shells, man.
They're not even real coconut shells.
It doesn't matter. They're plastic. There's not going to be covered. You're not going to be able to lay on your stomach and take a nap.
Okay,
with
now
these. You know
here's
that,
my
right?
problem. Why would plastic be itchy?
I don't know. Buy them
like
and find out.
fiberglass?
Yeah, buy them and find out. They probably got little glass shards in it.
I don't know.
You know, one of the biggest shockers this week in college
Extremely
football
small
was
and not
North Carolina. Mac Brown's North Carolina nearly beat
Almost beat Clemson.
Clemson.
I know. I mean, it came right down and they went for 2. That was a lot of balls to go for 2, actually. Because they could have just kicked it, went into overtime, and then fought it out in overtime. But he went for 2. Did you watch that game, Chuck?
Yes, I did. That was amazing.
That was a great game, wasn't it?
That was amazing.
Why couldn't Mac coach like that when he was in Texas?
Yeah, he did. He got 2 national championships.
One.
And had 9.
One national
He went to
championship.
2 national championships and had 9 10-win seasons. What is that?
That's on Amazon.
What is it?
That's a review of those coconut bras.
But
And I just showed that.
But
nice.
like
Is that what you're getting?
But like what's going on with Michigan, he lost. Was it 4 or 5 straight to Oklahoma? I think it was 5 straight to Oklahoma. He lost 5 straight years to Oklahoma.
Yeah, the last 5.
2000 to 2004.
I might just buy a coconut and do this.
He lost.
That's what I would do. Buy a coconut, carve it out.
I mean, then I could enjoy the delicious isotonic coconut water.
There you go.
And then make a bitchin' ass bikini out of it.
Exactly.
To wear during the show.
I think you should do it.
You know, really don't need these images right now.
Oh, you're gonna have it live, brother.
Of the isotonic coconut water?
Me and the player to be named later. We're gonna be rolling back from Michigan. We're not even gonna be here.
When do you guys leave?
The 16th will be back to 21st.
Ah.
You'll be back the 21st?
Yeah, we're coming back that Monday, but it's a late flight, so we don't get back into Austin until 11.
So you're gonna miss 2 shows?
No, 16th is a Wednesday.
No.
Dumbass.
It's Wednesday to Monday.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. What do you expect me to do, math
Okay,
or something?
Real quick, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mike,
Yes.
does your flight leave before the show starts or after the show starts?
After it starts. Or after it starts. We leave Detroit at...
Okay.
I think we leave Detroit at 9, and then we have a layover in Houston, and then we land in Austin at 11.
God, you're going to be
I
visiting...
will show Patty how to do it, but we will patch you in. We will talk to you during the show. I know how to do it.
Skype. Yeah.
Through Sky Mall.
Wait. Does the plane have Wi-Fi? That's the big
I'm
question.
not going to pay for Wi-Fi.
You don't have to pay for Wi-Fi.
If we're on the ground while the show is on the air, I will call. I'll use Skype.
We can
or,
ask
Which
Facebook, or I'll use the Facebook Messenger thing, and we can.
What
make that happen.
if...
Which airline are you using?
Southwest?
It's not going to be delayed.
Boo, Southwest.
Actually, don't they offer free Wi-Fi?
Worst West.
No, that would be Spirit.
West, yep.
Yeah.
Or Frontier.
Or Frontier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeet. I like flying. You know. That's the worst.
All right, guys. Great
What?
show. This was a fun show.
It was
went
delicious.
by really fast.
Especially, it'll go by even faster with my coconut bikini.
I know.
Dude, that's gonna be.
You're gonna be
delicious.
here, and he's gonna have a coconut bikini on, dude.
Yeah, and because I'm gonna keep like the coconut pieces in there, like on the inside, like it's edible.
It could be worse. It could have been Crazy Joe in here with his plumber electrician.
It'll be soft and sensual on my nipples.
All right. So, in 2 weeks.
Mad Mike and Coconut Pieces.
Yeah.
Please.
In 2 weeks, it'll.
This doesn't go well.
In 2 weeks, Chuck Licata of Vipe Live.
K-Max.
K-Max Sports. I can't say Vipe Live, dude.
On our
Sorry.
show, on this show, we're a K-Max still.
KMAX Sports will be sitting in for me as myself and my son, the player to be named later, will be in Michigan hunting ducks. And we're going to have a lot of footage because we're going to remember to shoot a lot of footage. And we will forward that to Patty, and Patty will be able to put it together and edit it and play that during your show. That way you can actually take a break and get up and walk around. So, all right, Chuck, we'll talk to you later.
Okay, guys. See you.
All right. All right, man, we're out of here. If you are a producer and you produce short films, or if you produce anything that you would like to have featured, give me a call. If you're a musician, either a singer-songwriter or a band, give me a call. We'll have you on the show. Yes, we'll have you in here. We're going to have a studio set up, and this is going to expand. It's going to get bigger and better and badder and awesome. And we'll have you come in here and perform. Also, if you're a comedian and would like to promote yourself or promote a show that's coming up, you can either call in, or we'd love to have you in the Man Cave to come in and talk to us. MikeAllenSports@gmail.com, or go to The Radio Man Cave, TheRadioManCave.com, which is where you're right now to watch live. Just go down and enter in the information, in the contact information, and I'll get back with you and we'll set something up. So that's it for this week. A big thanks to Mad Mike, player to be named later, Leland Freeman, and our producer, Danger Davis, Crazy Joe Pardini calling in on the hotline, along with Chuck Licata of KMAX Sports. I'm Mike Allen. This has been a Fort Kick-Ass production. It's the Radio Man Cave, and you've been on the air. We'll see you next week.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.